everyone, it's Kimber from Peak Fitness Studio bringing you another kids yoga session. Today I'm going to do things a little bit differently, so if you've done the first two, I usually share a picture book and then we do some yoga after I read the picture book. Today, instead of sharing a picture book, I'm actually going to share with you two stories that are about wounded warriors, and then I'm reaching out to all the kiddos and families out there asking if they want to help out and write some thank you cards, some letters to our wounded warriors. So I'm going to explain to you a little bit about what a wounded warrior is, but before we do that, I'd really like to take a little bit of time to do some journaling. I discussed how important a journal is on our previous session, and so if you have your journals, I'd like for you to start thinking about what the word warrior means and what the word brave means. And in your journal, you can write words, maybe the words that come to mind that you think of when you hear the word warrior or brave. Maybe you draw a picture of someone that you think is brave, that you think is a warrior, just whatever comes to your mind. Remember, when you're working in your journals, there's no right or wrong answer. You could draw a picture of a person that you think is brave. Maybe it's your mom or your dad, or maybe it's a superhero. So again, if you just want to take a few moments right now to grab your journals and just take a little bit and think about those two words I've given you, brave and warrior, and write down or draw pictures about what you think those two words mean, and then come on back and join me. So the reason why I wanted you to think about those two words is because we're going to be talking about the Wounded Warrior Project today, and I'm going to be sharing with you, instead of a story, two actual stories of two wounded warriors who want to share their experience with you and what makes them a warrior and how they think you can be a warrior too. So my husband and I work closely with the Wounded Warrior Project, and one of our instructors works directly with Wounded Warriors Project. They're an organization that helps our military men and women when they come home if they've been injured during war or some kind of crisis. They come back to U.S. hospital, and the Wounded Warrior Project steps in, and the first thing that they do is they offer our soldiers this really cool backpack, and inside that backpack it's full of essential items. So during this quarantine, you might have heard mom or dad talk about that word essential, non-essentials. So when these soldiers come back and they're in the hospital, they don't have even essential items that they might need to kind of just make them feel comfortable. So think about if you haven't been feeling good and you've been stuck in bed, sometimes all you really want to do is brush your teeth or brush your hair, and these are items that might not be readily available to our military men or women while they're in the hospital. So the Wounded Warrior Project started creating these backpacks that were full of essential items that kind of made our soldiers, while they were staying in the hospital, feel like themselves and that they were at home even though that they were in a hospital. So there might be playing cards in there, or a toothbrush, a pair of pajamas, slippers, comfy socks, just something to make them feel a little bit comfortable so they weren't in a hospital gown. So you can imagine how good that would make anyone feel. So we are reaching out to all of you to see if you would be interested in making a thank you card for our wounded warriors, and they're going to take these cards and they're going to actually put them in all of these backpacks that they distribute to the veterans at all of the hospitals. So wanted to first share with you, instead of a picture book, a letter that we have here with us from a soldier. His name is Brian, and he wrote a letter to share with all of you. So I'm going to share it now. I'm going to show you a picture of Brian first. There he is. He's running. It's one of the things Brian loves to do is run. You can tell from the picture that Brian lost his leg in the military while he was in Iraq, but it's not letting him stop or discourage him from doing what he still loves to do, and that is to run. So this is Brian's letter. It says, "My name is Brian and I am a wounded warrior. I got hurt while serving in Iraq, and when I came back, I was in a hospital and I didn't have any of my things with me. That's when one day someone from Wounded Warrior Project came into my room with a backpack containing clothes, playing cards, and other items. Wounded Warrior Project said that they were going to be there for me through my entire recovery, and they were. I have never let my injuries slow me down. In fact, I have accomplished more since losing my leg. The Wounded Warrior Project logo shows one guy carrying his injured brother off the battlefield. Before, I was the guy carried off the battlefield, and now I am the guy carrying others. Wounded Warrior Project needs your help writing inspirational thank you cards for warriors like me. We will include your cards in backpacks being delivered to Rush Medical Center. Thank you so much for supporting our brave heroes, from Brian." So that's just a little letter from Brian encouraging everybody to write letters and hit a little bit of his story as well. So before we go on, and I give you more information on how you guys can help from home, I thought that we should do some brave yoga poses and some warrior yoga poses. Now, something fun that I think to do is, if you want to be a superhero while you're doing these really strong, brave poses, you can grab a big beach towel, tie it around your neck so you have a cape, or if you have a shield, you can hold that shield while you do yoga. But really, we are all strong, we are all brave, so we don't need any of those things to make us more brave or more strong. It's just a fun thing you can do. So at this time, we're going to do a couple of strong, brave warrior poses in yoga. So if you have your yoga mat, want to use it, or if you have that towel you want to sit on, or your carpet, whatever you want is fine with me. I'm just going to stand on my floor today because I don't have my yoga mat here, so it's totally fine. So we're going to go ahead and get into our brave and strong yoga poses. I'm going to walk all the way back here because it's important. I want you guys to be able to see my feet, my whole body. We're going to start in a strong, brave crescent lunge. So you're going to step one foot back, and then you're going to bend your front knee so it's over your front ankle, and then you're going to take a tiny bend in your back knee. Then I want you to reach your arms way up to the sky, and you can feel how strong you are in this pose, how brave you are in this pose. You have to use a lot of your muscles here, your balance, you have to focus. And now we're going to open up and go into what we call Warrior Two. So our first warrior pose. You're going to take your back toes and point them towards this direction. Front toes keep pointing forward. And then we're going to reach one arm forward, one arm back, and just hold here. So our back toes are facing out, front toes are facing forward. This is called our Warrior Two pose. Our hip bones are turned to the front so they're shooting straight out as we reach to the front of the room. Shoulders are relaxed, and you're just going to breathe here and be a warrior. And now we're going to come back to that crescent pose, that brave, strong crescent lunge. And now we're going to go into our second warrior pose, Warrior Three. You're going to start to bring your hands behind you, lift up that back leg, and it's a balance pose, so you have to be really strong here. It takes some practice, so if you want to tap your back toes down, that's fine, or if you can, lift your back toes up. And then you're going to take your back foot, meet your front foot, sit down in your chair. Again, you have to be really strong here. You're really pressing into the bottoms of those feet. Reach those arms long, nice and strong. And then start to reach for your toes. Bend your knees and come to your plank. Again, nice strong pose here because you're using every muscle in your body to hold yourself up here. You're You're strong, you're brave, you're a warrior. And then tap your knees. Bring your bottom all the way to your heels. One hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and just breathe. Think about what it means to be brave, what it means to be strong, what it means to be a warrior. And then stand yourself back up. And we're going to go through that sequence one more time, just a little bit faster. So come back to that crescent pose, nice, strong, brave pose here. Lift your arms up. Find that warrior 2. Come back to that crescent. And then warrior 3. Balance here. Back foot meets your front. Sit in that chair. Reach for your toes. Bend your knees. Plank. Tap your knees. Sit down on your heels, hand to heart, hand to your belly. One more time, stand yourself up. Crescent, nice brave pose. Warrior 2. Back to crescent. Warrior 3. Chair. Fold, reach for your toes. Bend your knees. Find your plank. Tap your knees. Seat to heel, hand to heart, hand to belly. Close your eyes and breathe. Inhaling through your nose, exhales out your mouth. Inhale, exhale. Focusing on those words we talked about today, brave, warrior. Think about how you are brave, how you are a warrior, who you think is brave in your house. And then I'm going to come back and sit back down. I have another story to share with you guys. It's a true story. Even though we're not using a picture book, I still have a picture to show you of another wounded warrior. His name is Jeremiah. This is a picture of Jeremiah with his family. And he is going to explain to you what he thinks a warrior is. He says, please accept my sincerest gratitude. Gratitude is something that I tell my kids is a fancy hat word. Gratitude means thank you. It's just a nice way to say thank you, that gratitude. I love that word. Please accept my sincerest gratitude for your help. The warriors in the hospital will be very happy to read your wonderful cards. Being called a warrior is a huge honor, and it is something that I do not take lightly. So he's saying that he feels like it's a really big deal that he's called a warrior, and he takes it very seriously. You see, a warrior is someone who understands the value of helping other people. Most of all, a warrior is always kind. A warrior thinks about other people's feelings and encourages them to do their best. Warriors say things like, good job, and keep your head up. By volunteering to help our veterans in the hospital, you have shown that you too can be a warrior just like me. Thank you again from all of us at the Wounded Warrior Project. My sincerest thanks, Jeremiah. So Jeremiah wants you to know that to him, being a warrior means that you encourage other people, that you show kindness. That's what makes a warrior, and we all can do that. We all can encourage other people. We can show kindness all the time, and one of the ways we can show kindness is about sending cards to our wounded warriors. So I'm going to right now put up an address where you and your family, when you make your card at home right now, you've got a lot of time to do a really kind project. So I know that these soldiers, these military men and women who are in hospital beds right now and their family cannot come and see them, they're really, really going to appreciate getting these cards from you guys. It's going to put a huge smile on their face, and it's going to mean so much to them. So if you have some time and you have it in your heart and want to send a thank you card or a stay strong. We appreciate what you're doing. We're there for you. Keep your head up kind of card. Here is where you are going to send it. Right here. You're going to send it to Sam. And her office is in Chicago. She's still receiving mail, even during the shelter at home right now. So feel free to decorate a card, make a picture, write them words of encouragement, whatever you and your family want to do, and then send it off to Samantha, and she will make sure that everyone's cards gets put in different backpacks to be delivered to our wounded warriors. Also, if you want, she has sent us some pretty cool coloring pages for Wounded Warriors Project. If you would like to have any of the coloring pages maybe to help decorate your card, you can feel free to email me and I will forward them on to you. My email is Kimber, K-I-M-B-E-R, at Peak Geneva IL, and Peak is P-E-A-K. So it's Kimber at peakgenevail.com. Shoot me an email if you have any more questions about our activity or you want some coloring pages to work on while you're at home. In the meantime, from everyone at the Wounded Warrior Project, they thank you for getting letters out to everyone that's in the hospital right now. From all of us at Peak, we want to say thank you. We have worked directly doing yoga with the Wounded Warrior Project. And on a personal note, my husband and I really appreciate it. This is a foundation that's super important to us and we hold very close to our hearts. So we appreciate all of you being great warriors, showing kindness, putting other people's feelings first, encouraging people. That is what we need to do right now. We need to stay brave, we need to be strong, and we need to be warriors. So keep on doing that, and until next time, thank you so much.